Hello and welcome to Nerds on Cock.
God damn it.
I can't work like this!
Lion face. Lion face. Okay, I'm ready.
Hello and welcome to Nerds on Cock.
Tails.
I'm Bat.
And I'm Hammer.
And we're from the Sprecken Geek podcast. Today we're going to be drinking the Princess Peach cocktail. For this you're going to need SoCo, peach schnapps, cranberry juice, lime juice, and a spritz of orange or peach, whatever happens to be in season. We got this drink from scrollbar.dk, so we're going to go ahead and mix it up and give it a whirl.
Oh, that sounds good.
Alright, so this is the final product of the Princess Peach.
Took hours upon hours of work.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
It actually comes out a little peachy in color, so we'll go ahead and give it a shot. I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that as well.
Oh, peachy.
Now, the webmistress did sneak a sip on mine, and she did make a point that it was a little limey. I would agree with that. I would say maybe even tone back, and she toned back the lime a bit. I might say tone it back even a bit more, but I'm enjoying it. I have a little orange spooge right there.
That's more than I needed to know.
You're welcome, right there.
It is just a little sharp with the lime. Actually, I think I put a little bit more orange in mine than you did yours.
I didn't.
And I'm all for this. This is great. I'm gonna have another one.
Yeah, I'd say I'm really happy with this. I like a little fruity. Take what you will, but no, it's got a little sharp ting to it. The color's nice. I'll have to get it. When we pour it out, I'm like, that's fucking beautiful. I wish we had peaches because I really do think a little peach would help a little more than an orange.
Yes, but I'm all for this. You guys have to definitely give this one a shot. Especially if you are like Hammer here and you like your fruity drinks.
Oh God, I love
this. Could be
drinks.
Good. I would say change the lime up a little bit, but other than that, it's perfect.
The reason we are choosing the Princess Peach is we wanted to choose a topic to match as we like to do before. We're going to talk about Nintendo. I want to bring up Nintendo specifically because they are having a hell of a time right now. With the Wii U sales as it is, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, they're dismal. Absolutely dismal. It's like a collective bitch slap to the face. You want to go to those people who are like, what are you doing? So that's what I want to lead into. What do you think Nintendo could be doing to make it better?
Sell these. Right here.
Yes.
I would gladly pay for these, Nintendo, over any of the shit games that you're releasing.
Fuck, I'm making another one of these.
First and foremost, if you're making a home console, we want games. Or we want games, and I feel with a home console we want controllers and not a tablet.
I could agree with that. Have you played with the gamepad at all?
Briefly, not enough to give a full opinion, but enough to know that I do not like it.
I've played with it before, and the one thing I'd say is I don't mind the gamepad. The gamepad's actually pretty comfortable. But it's so bulky that I've only played with it for minutes at a time. I can't imagine playing this thing for an hour.
It's the same thing with the Wii. It was something you could play for half an hour or an hour with the nunchuck and everything. After a while, you wanted to go back to a controller. And I like that they took some initiative and tried to change things up, but give me an option to also have a controller if I want.
Now, personally, for me, I would say what I think they can do to change it is, honestly, I really feel like... Because the 3DS is doing great. Did not start off great, but it's doing great now. The Wii U is obviously doing shitty and has been doing shitty for a while. I really feel like the future for Nintendo is them finding some wonderful way of using a portable device, like a 3DS, and finding a way to make that be your system. Your system you can take anywhere. Now imagine that you can do anything on it with your system, but then you can hook it up to a TV. Now suddenly you have a big-ass 3DS. I think that'd be the perfect way to do it. I'm surprised they haven't done more shit with the gamepad in general. I know they are, with downloads of some 3DS games on it. I'm excited to see what that is, but I feel like that would be the best thing they can own, is they own being portable. And you can imagine taking your pocket system wherever you want to go.
And they need to release games for the Wii U. If they're building this system around being this new next-gen system, they need to put some games out for the Wii U. And I know that I know one person personally that owns a Wii U.
I do too, actually. Yeah, one person, that's it.
And they never touched theirs. It was almost owning it as a status symbol instead of, I've always given Nintendo my money. I'm going to give them more of my money. Not, this is a great system. I need to own it.
I think that's a good thing to bring, like, kind of switch over 2 years and, like, how this, I don't want to see Nintendo fail. I don't think you want to see Nintendo fail. In fact, I think it'd be hard-pressed to find a lot of people besides just random fanboys that want to see them fail. Because Nintendo succeeding is only good for us and only good for competition. What's your first or greatest Nintendo memory?
Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA select start. Man, Contra, 30 lives. You could spend an entire Saturday morning playing Contra. Duck Hunt, you hated that dog. And if you weren't cheating in Duck Hunt, you weren't playing it right. I mean, if you weren't up at the screen and shooting at those ducks, you were cheating, basically.
Fuck that dog.
Being player 2 in Super Mario Brothers and player 1 having the ability to pause when you're jumping over a canyon, and no matter where you were, if they paused it, you fell in that fucking canyon. You hated it. Battletoads, and there were so many great games for the Nintendo. Legend of Zelda, and now I don't feel they have a pull for me. Mario doesn't do it for me anymore. I'm not buying a system for 1 to 2 to 3 games. There's no exclusives, save for the Zelda games I don't want to play, that Nintendo's releasing that makes me want to play them. But when I go back to my earliest memories, it's Contra and Duck Hunt and Legend of Zelda, and just how much fun you had playing those games. What about yourself?
Honestly, the earliest ones I can think of is I didn't have a Nintendo, but our friend did, and he had Dragon Quest. We were not allowed to touch Dragon Quest, but I will tell you this, we touched that game dirty. Oh my god. We had to go in there, we could not save on his save files, we had to go and press it in there, we didn't know exactly how we placed it and laid it down, so it was so it was fucking Cloak and Dagger, just to play this game. I remember writing down those codes for Mega Man. I remember, again, that fucking dog. Fuck, that... God damn, you do it way too well. I remember so much about those games, and it was just that mysticism, as playing it for the first time. I remember the Game Boy, the first time I saw a Game Boy, and we were playing Tetris. It was my friend Dustin, and I was super fucking excited. I was like, this is the coolest shit. It's the future. And like you said, I mean, there's so many more, going on Super Nintendo, even GameCube. I remember playing Double Dash in college, shouting at the top of my lungs, and just going apeshit with it. But that mysticism seems to be a little bit lost because the Wii U has not grasped me at all. I kind of want a 3DS, and I kind of want a Wii U, but there's not enough there to justify it for me. And the fact that there's 2 games that are really good, like Smash Brothers and Mario Kart for this year, it's not enough to grab me. But back in the day, funny enough, I think it was. And that's weird.
Well, you didn't just have the one game. You had games that could come along that were good and you wanted to play, and now they don't really release games that you want to play. And that's the big problem that I see with Nintendo, is there aren't a lot of games that I want to play on Nintendo. Make me want to play your system, your console, Nintendo. Make me want to give you my money. I've got money I want to throw at you. I want to download all of... The only reason I want to buy a Wii and a Wii U is because I want to download these old games from the NES days. Not play anything that you're releasing now, and that's not how you should be running the company.
Now, on a very serious note, I have to ask you, who would you do first? Samus or Peach?
Peach, because Samus would kick my ass.
She would do the same to me, yes!
And Peach is a princess, I guarantee you she's a dirty girl.
Actually, I'd almost want to say that Daisy probably for that, but yes, Peach. All I can remember is that floaty chick, man. She can hide anything up that freaking skirt. Best person to take to a movie theater.
Touche, I like that.
Yeah. Any last thoughts about Nintendo?
Do you see Nintendo sticking around, or do you see them going the route of Sega and releasing games for other systems?
I don't see them going either way. I really don't. I don't see them... How about this? I see them doing systems, but not in the way we're used to. I don't see them going the way of Sega and just becoming a software-only business. I really do see them purchasing other companies and integrating them. Like, the idea is that if they can't save themselves, get other people to save them. I see them becoming a different Nintendo, but honestly, I don't see them going away. I can't imagine a gaming world without Nintendo. It sounds really strange, and I don't like it.
I wouldn't want a gaming world without Nintendo. I just want Nintendo to remember that they basically built their company on my back and your back and the people in our age demographic. And while Mario is great for the kids to get them in and loyal to the company, you got to give something to the adults that still play video games.
I have a last thing to think of. What's your most hated Nintendo character? One that you wouldn't see mind getting hit by a bus.
I don't know if I had a most hated character when it came to Nintendo. It was probably the bouncy spiders in Legend of Zelda.
That's an interesting choice. I was going to go with Donkey Kong.
I mean, that was the game that I played for hours and hours and hours on end was Legend of Zelda. That was the game, and those things...
Fuck those things. But what not to fuck is this drink. It's all done, and if you notice, he didn't really scream at all. He's like, oh.
No, this was delicious.
I highly recommend it. In fact, I would say we did it as a double for the drink that we mixed. If I'm going to get no nod at all, but I'm going to say yes, we did. And I would say one would do me good. I'm a little tipsy, but I haven't really eaten in a little while. But damn, this is good.
I'm going to make another one as soon as we're done. I absolutely love this. Yes, it does need some tinkering for your own personal preferences, but other than that, it's fantastic.
So with that all being said, again, I am Hammer.
I'm Bat.
And we're switching up here. But again, thank you for joining us for Nerds on Cock
Tales.